Waiting on people to join. Waiting on more people to come in. Hey everybody, hope that you guys are doing well. Hi, how come it's saying 0, but I see people coming in. Hey you guys, hey, let me know where you guys are watching, where you guys are located. Yes, let me know where you guys are located. Good evening, everybody. Well, it's evening where I am. Hope everybody's doing amazing, okay? Today we're gonna talk about fibroids, okay? Los Angeles, okay. Yeah, I have family out there. Yes, I love LA. The food is so good. Yes, okay, so we're gonna talk about, I'm in Maryland. Let me know where you guys are located. Okay, New York, okay. Yes, thank you for the likes. Yes, please like the like, tap on the screen. We're gonna talk about fibroids today. We're gonna talk about the rise of fibroids cases, what's going on, because you have to know why this is occurring in order to know in order to be more informed with the decisions you want to make about fibroids, okay? So if you have fibroids or know somebody you love has fibroids, you're in the right place, okay? I get messages almost daily about, I just found I have fibroids, or I just found out last month I was just diagnosed with fibroids last month. I hear I get those messages all the time. My emails, DMs, Facebook, oh my gosh, a lot, okay? So it's definitely a huge issue, not just in the Black community, but worldwide with women, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, this was not the case with so many women having fibroids. Yes, fibroids was out there, but it wasn't as rampant as it is now. You even hear teenagers nowadays, getting fibroids, being diagnosed with fibroids. It's really, it's really bad. And this is really, we have to make changes. Okay? So we're gonna talk about some of the changes we should make towards the end, but I wanna talk about why fibroids cases are rising. And I also wanna answer you ladies' questions. Worst message I ever received. Yes, I remember the first time I was diagnosed with fibroids. I was so shocked and I thought I was healthy like everybody else. I thought I was healthy. Fibroids indicates that you're not, okay? So in case you guys don't know who I am, my name is Sasha. I'm a holistic woman wellness specialist. And what I do is I help women, who have reproductive health issues such as fibroids, such as endometriosis, such as infertility. I help them engage in healthy habits in order to heal holistically, so they don't have to rely on Western medicine and surgeries and birth control. They can actually heal their bodies naturally, okay? So that's what I do. I love what I do. I love helping women restore balance back into their body and rid their wounds of fibroids, of cysts naturally, okay? Of course, it's a process, but once, that process, once we kick it in gear and the ladies start feeling so much better, they start, noticing that periods are getting better, they start getting more energy, they start healing their anemia, and then eventually the fibroids start shrinking, and then eventually they gone, okay? That's how it helps. Yes. This is what I do. I help women with this. And I love what I do because this is something that so many women are suffering from. Fibroids is something I used to suffer from. In case you don't know, I used to suffer from fibroids. So it's really my passion because I know there wasn't much information about how to shrink fibroids. The doctors were telling me it was impossible, which is not true. It's impossible to shrink your fibroids. You have to have surgery. Had surgery the first time, they came back, because that's what always happens when you don't get to the root cause of something and you just look for a temporary fix, which is like a myomectomy. They end up coming back, right? Or someone will get their whole uterus removed, which is ridiculous. We're gonna talk about that later. I have no pain, but the stomach has to go. Is the fibroids causing like the big, your stomach to appear bigger? That tends to happen sometimes. So if you have fibroids, ladies, you're in the right place. We're gonna talk about what's going on with the rise of cases, why these cases are rising. If you are excited to hear more about this topic, please tap on the screen, like the live, okay? Let's get more likes in here so the algorithm can push this live to more women. More women need to see this, because there's so many women that have fibroids that are very confused on what stuff to make. They have their doctor in their ear, and telling them, hey, you have to go under the knife. They have their doctor in their ear telling them, even though we have no clue where this comes from, but we're still trying to give you solutions. If somebody does not have a clue on how something occurs in the body, they cannot give you a solution. I don't want to hear anybody's solution if they can't tell me where something comes from, okay? My doctor is an idiot. I mean, when it comes to our uterine health, when it comes to our menstrual health, doctors don't have many answers. Besides birth control and surgery, that's all they have for you. They don't have many answers. So I tell women this, and mine prescribe birth control, and that's the worst thing for fibroids. Because when you have fibroids, you already have a hormonal imbalance called estrogen dominance. You have an imbalance of estrogens in the body, right? And this is causing your progesterone levels to be low. So we're already dealing with a hormonal imbalance, right? So when that occurs, and then you put birth control, you mix it with birth control, it's a really, your liver cannot even, process those many toxins, because, this is putting fake estrogen and fake progesterone into your body. That's not your natural hormones, and your body's very intelligent. It knows the difference between your own natural progesterone and this fake synthetic progesterone. Your body's very intelligent, right? So your body has to process all of these toxins and these synthetic estrogens. It overwhelms the body, okay? So we have to stop it with birth control. Whether you have fibroids or not, it really destroys the body. I have a whole YouTube video about birth control and what it actually does to women. You'll be surprised on how many layers it really deteriorates women's bodies. And there's some women that will be on birth control for so many years, right? And then they won't get, and then years later they'll get like blood clots or breast cancer or a health issue. They're not going to tie it back to that birth control they were on 10 years ago, but it's still there. Unless you really work on detoxifying the body, which is what I help women with, this still there. Okay, I'm on birth control. Nexplanon, I hopefully understand that right. In between the constant spotting and random stomach cramps, I'm losing my mind. Yes, please get off of it immediately. I think that's the one you insert in the arm, which is so horrible for you. I had a client on that came my Detoxify Your Womb program. Immediately, look, we got to get off of that. So I'm helping her now detoxify the body. I have fibroids, 7 centimeters. I'm trying to get pregnant, but not sure what to do. You're in the right place, Sharice. You're in the right place. Stick around. You're in the right place, because this is literally what I help women with. I literally have had clients who could not get pregnant due to the location of their fibroids. And we shrunk the fibroids and they was able to get pregnant. Actually, one of the stories is on my, if you go on my Facebook page, the pin story on top, you'll see my picture of my client and her baby. Okay, because she was struggling. She had a miscarriage. She was struggling with having children, right? Until we shrunk her fibroids. And now she has no fibroids. Now she is the healthiest she's ever been. Her baby's like about 1 now. I've helped 6 women get pregnant naturally, and at least 3 of those women have fibroids. Okay, yes, make sure you guys are following me in case you guys don't know who I am. My name is Sasha Rosa. I'm a holistic woman wellness specialist, and what I do is I help women engage in healthy habits, women with reproductive health issues engage in healthy habits in order to heal their wombs. Okay, so let's get started. Yes, I'm going to answer questions, but let's get started. Do you have any advice for PCOS? Absolutely, yes, absolutely. I help women get rid of PCOS too. You must have not been on my stories yesterday when my client was like, she got rid of PCOS and diabetes. Okay, I have fibroids 6 centimeters, and doctors is talking about surgery. I just had a client. If you guys have been on my live recently, I always tell you guys about my recent client who got rid of a 6 centimeter, a 6 centimeter fibroid in 3 months, actually. And I said 3 months. 3 months. I posted her testimonial before on my stories. Make sure you guys are following me so you guys will, and also get on my email list, because I always share my testimonials, my client testimonials, and all the achievements that my clients have been able to all the things that my clients have been able to achieve in the program. Because here's the thing, I wanted to give more and more women hope, and people tell me that encourages them to know that they don't have to do surgery, they don't have to do hysterectomy, they don't have to do all these, get on birth control, that their bodies can actually heal. Endometriosis help, yes, I had clients with endometriosis too, yes. So what I'm saying actually is going to help all these reproductive health issues, because you got to understand this, right? They all come from the same thing, which is estrogen dominance. We're going to talk about that. So let's talk about, why is there a rise in fibroids, PCOS? Why is there a rise in endometriosis? And let me tell you something about PCOS, in case you guys don't know, because I've been studying the womb for 10 years. And hormones for many years, okay? Read many books, but I'm holistic. So I'm not gonna, if you're looking for somebody that's gonna align with your doctor, it's not me. I am 100% holistic, okay? Because some people are like, wait a minute, when they come online, like, wait a minute, my doctor told me something contrary. So if you're not into holistic health, you're in the wrong place, okay? Let me just put out that disclaimer. When we talk about PCOS, right, at least 50% of our Black women are suspected of, having PCOS. Have 50% of Black women been diagnosed with PCOS? No. But when you look at the symptoms Black women are dealing with, it ties in with PCOS, right? And a lot of times it's hard to get even a diagnosis when we talk about PCOS. There's women that's literally haven't got a diagnosis since their 30s and 40s, and they've been dealing with PCOS since their teens, and they've been telling their doctors about it. But their doctors, either they won't give them the right hormone test, or it takes years for them to find out. So a lot of women are dealing with PCOS and don't even know it, facial hair. And I can, when people tell me symptoms, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, that sounds like PCOS. But of course, I don't want to diagnose with anybody. Okay, yes, make sure you guys are following me if you guys are interested in womb health topics, holistic health, fibroids, especially. I talk a lot about fibroids because most women have them. Infertility, this is what I help women with. So let's talk about why these cases are rising with reproductive health issues. Okay, so we're talking about our lifestyle now. I'm talking about women. Our lifestyle now compared to even 20, 30 years ago is very different. Women are, in the position now to not only, have children and nurture children, but also women are expected to, especially Black women, work and make money and provide. So now you have to think about it like this. Yes, it's good that women make their own money and all that stuff. That's good. But at the same time, a lot of women things are different, because here's the thing. Before, back in the day, being a stay-at-home mom, that was normalized, right? That was normal. That was okay. But now somebody says they're a stay-at-home mom, that's kind of looked down on, right? So women are expected to have, have a job and have a good job and provide money for the household. Most Black women, actually, it's like a statistic out there that says 86% of Black women are actually the breadwinners in their home. So you have to understand, that this is causing women, this is putting a lot of pressure and stress on women, on Black women and women in general, all women. Because here's the thing, like now we're in a position where it's both roles. We're doing, we're mothers and we're nurturing, we're taking care of the home. For you guys that have spouses, take care of your spouse. And then you also have to do the more masculine side, which is make money, right? Be a businesswoman or whatever you're doing, right? Generate income. So that's a lot of pressure on women, right? They're playing two roles in one. The average everyday woman is in a position where she's in two positions, having to do both. That's a lot on women. And a lot of women are stressed. Like a lot of women, like hair is falling out, right? They don't have time to nurture themselves. They don't have time to take care of themselves. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are understanding me, because I'm already saying everything. So I'm like, can you guys relate to this? Is this something you guys are going through? Like you're stressed out more than likely, right? You're in a position where you can't even really have like a one. Yeah, I know I was talking to somebody here. You're in a position where you can't even really you can't even really take care of yourself. You can't even really, do stuff for yourself. You're doing it for everybody else. You're pouring out of an empty cup and you're tired and you can't even sleep well. You got this and this going on. You got all this stuff you have to do at work, all this stuff you got to do in the house, all this, these bills are coming in. It's a lot on women, and women are stressed out. Before, it was men, taking care of the bills, and that's how it should be, but, taking care of the bills, and we, maybe women have a little part-time job, and then they can really, be at home and nurture the babies. But now, women are working more hours than men these days. So, it's, and that might not be everybody's reality, but most Black women, that's their reality, the majority, right? Especially in this country, even in other countries too. You'll be surprised, especially nowadays, right? So this has put a lot of stress on women because women weren't designed to do both, right? So it's a lot, and a lot of women are stressed out. Like, for example, the whole having to go back to work 6 weeks after you have a baby. Oh my God, don't even get me started on that. That is just, and having to work while being pregnant. Don't even get me started on that. And having to stress out about paying bills while you're pregnant, carrying a man's child. Don't get me started on that. But anyway, women are stressed out, right? So the body keeps score, ladies. When you are stressed, there's a hormone called cortisol, right? That rises. But you're probably thinking, okay, well, stress is just a part of life. It is, but here's the thing. It is a part of life, but if you don't manage it properly, and if you're in a state where you're chronically stressed out all the time, your body is, you're going to deteriorate your body. You're going to deteriorate your health because the body keeps score. You have to understand, as a woman, we are incubators, right? So your body is really feeling that stress. Men and women are different. They can handle stress and, wear and tear and physical, doing physical activity more than us, right? Because women, we're designed different. So when we're talking about women, we feel a lot of stress, that stress in the hip area, in the womb area. This is why a lot of women develop fibroids. This is why a lot of women, this is when you start getting the hormonal imbalances. Once those cortisol, levels start rising up, that guess what? That progesterone in your body starts taking a dip. It takes a back seat. And you need that progesterone in order to feel vibrant, in order to feel, have the energy, in order to feel, not fatigued, in order to have good periods, not painful periods. So when that progesterone starts getting lower, then our estrogen levels start getting higher. This is called estrogen dominance. And then guess what happens? When you have an imbalance of estrogen in the body, guess what happens? You start developing toxins in the body. Then you start creating the environment for things like fibroids, PCOS, endometriosis, and all sorts of other things to occur in the body. Even autoimmune disorders, from cardiovascular disorders. If you look these things up, you'll see that women right now, cardiovascular issues and autoimmune disorders and fibroids and PCOS, it's at an all-time high. Infertility is at an all-time high. It's at an all-time high, and Black women have it the worst than any other race of women because of the stress, okay? When you have stress, what are your thoughts on NuvaRing? Earlier I said no birth control because it's all birth control is bad, right? We're flooding the body with synthetic hormones when we're out of balance. So how are you gonna be out of balance? Your hormones are out of balance, but then you put in fake hormones into your body, and you suppressing your own ovulation. You suppressing your own naturals to put in fake hormones in your body and to have a fake period, because that's not a real period when you have birth control. You're literally deteriorating your health. Okay, so I just said, oh, no problem, hon, no problem. No, probably other people just came in too, probably needs to hear that as well. Okay, my sister was told today that stress can cause the pancreas to fold inside the body. Absolutely. Stress causes cancer. I have a family member that died at the age of 32 from breast cancer from stress. She wasn't really that unhealthy. She wasn't overweight. It's stress, okay? She had 5 kids, all under the age of 10, died at 32 like that, okay? So stress is serious. It's serious. And estrogen dominance actually can cause things at its worst, can cause things like breast cancer, uterine cancer, other estrogenic cancers, okay, such as cervical cancer. These things are all, like I said, these are all estrogenic cancers, estrogen dominant cancers. So this is why it's very important when you have estrogen dominance to get it in check ASAP, to reverse it ASAP, to rebalance your hormones ASAP, because that is a hormonal imbalance, right? We don't want to normalize that. We don't want to normalize. And how you have it, besides periods and PCOS and everything, it will start off with heavy cycles. It will start off with cramps. It will start off like that, like really bad cycles. That's your body talking to you and trying to let you know, hey, I'm out of whack here. Your body is not, stabilized here, right? You have to do what you have to do to support it, whether it's, lowering your stress levels, making sure that you are managing your stress better, making sure that you're eating better foods, taking care of yourself better. Because women that don't have time to take care of themselves, just think about it like this. The women that are people pleasers in your life and don't take care of themselves, they're the sickest women. They're the ones with the most health issues. Unless they don't have health issues when they're young, typically they're the ones that will just, will get a heart attack, aneurysm, all this other random stuff happen to them. Years of built up stress they've been dealing with. And they think it's normal, and then that's what women are supposed to deal with. No, it's not. We gotta stop normalizing that. You have to take care of yourself first. You can't properly take care. Thank you for the likes. You can't properly take care of nobody if you can't take care of yourself. You can't take care of nobody if you can't take care of yourself. So here's the thing. We cannot be our best as women when we're dealing with fibroids and heavy bleeding and all this. We can't be at our best. We can't be the best wives, best mothers, but because I used to have it. It affects everything. If I'm bleeding profusely, like, I don't want to do anything else. I can't handle nothing else. I'm feeling like I'm dying, right? If I'm dealing with these painful fibroids, I'm not going to be that nice. I'm going to be irritable. I'm going to be, probably cussing everybody out. You know what I mean? So my patience is at a 0. I can't show up the best. And I know when I had fibroids, I was mean. I was very mean, okay? And my mom was like, what's wrong with you? She didn't know what these fibroids were doing to me. She didn't understand that because she never had them. And we didn't have anybody in the family at the time that had them. So it's really important for you to understand that you can show up your best in life when you're healed, when your womb is healed, right? When your hormones are balanced, your head is clear, you don't have the brain fog, you show up your best. So I can't, if you're over giving without pouring back into yourself, you're actually not just harming yourself, you're actually not showing up the best for your loved ones. Your loved ones want to see you at your best, okay? So hopefully that resonates with somebody, because again, I see a lot of women over giving, over people pleasing, pouring into taking care of this person without taking care of themselves. It's like they're trying to avoid doing the work themselves. Okay, they have this fear of actually, losing the weight, eating healthy, healing their bodies. They have this fear of doing this, doing that, but then, want to just focus on other people instead of doing the work to heal their bodies. What type of water do you drink? I drink glass bottles, brand name. I drink, sometimes I do Mountain Valley. Sometimes I drink the spring water from, it's always spring water, natural spring water. I drink the water from, I buy the gallon bottles from Aldi's. It's BPA free, okay? So, estrogen dominance creates the environment for fibroid growth. Estrogen dominance creates the environment for PCOS, for menopausal symptoms, perimenopausal symptoms that we normalize. That's not really normal, because once you get your hormones in balance, you're not going to be dealing with all this hot flashes, this, that, and the other. Okay. It was earlier somebody was saying that their period stopped at 38. That's not normal. That's not normal, right? And the average person would say, oh, it's menopause. No woman is supposed to be going through menopause at 38. That's way too early. And I'm telling you, as somebody that's gotten a lot of women out of menopause, what they thought was menopause. What happens is your reproductive organs shut down due to the amount of toxins in your body and years and years and years of your hormones being out of whack. It just shut down. But it's not saying that it can't come back. It can come back, but you have to do some work for it to come back. Okay. So I want to say, let me know if you guys have questions. Yes, I've gotten 48-year-olds out of menopause, 49-year-olds out of menopause. If you're under the age of 55, you should not be in menopause. You should not be in menopause. And I can guarantee you that if you work with me, you will not be in menopause. You will come out of menopause. You'll be like, oh my God, I just had a period. One of my clients had a period for the first time in 3 years. And she said it was the lightest period, the best period she's ever had, because she said, but prior to that, she dealt with chaotic periods, heavy periods. And we was able to get her blood sugar levels normal, so she was no longer taking her her diabetic medicine. Her anxiety all that stuff went away. Once her hormones balanced, her depression, her anxiety, all that stuff went away. She didn't need all these medications anymore. All these medications started at 38, 50 now. Yeah, that's not normal. So your reproductive organs shutting down, you should never get menopause that early. That's not normal. Okay. So, but it's not your fault, because again, we've normalized sickness. These doctors, like I said, they have been no help. The reason why they kind of prey on us being sick, because it makes the pharmaceuticals more money, right? Because if we're going through early menopause and all this stuff, then you're probably going to get hormones and all this other stuff that we should not be putting inside our body. Progesterone, we should not be putting inside our body. Our body makes natural progesterone. We have to get our hormones back in balance to increase that progesterone. Okay. So, yes, make sure you guys are following me as well. Because I talk about this all the time. We have to do better because these doctors are not, most of them, I'm not going to say all doctors are bad, but most of these doctors they're not taught this in school, right? They don't know. They're taught that the uterus if you are not wanting to have any children, the uterus is a useless organ. Just take out the womb. So that's literally what they're taught. 90% of hysterectomies are unnecessary, are classified as unnecessary. Look it up. 90%, right? Girl, I need you. Every medication my doctor put me on. Ooh, drop my heart rate. Oh no, we can't have that. You see, and I had a family member, they was trying to put on all these blood clots and all blood thinners. Listen, we're not doing that. We're going to change this diet. We're going to change her lifestyle. You're going to listen to what I'm saying, and she feels better than ever. Get off all that crap. Okay? Well, I can't tell you that, because unless I'm working with you, because when you get off the medications, you also have to change your diet and your lifestyle, because Anything, if you don't, anything can happen. So I can't necessarily tell you to get off of it, but if you're following what I'm saying, if you're my client, I can say just get off of it. All of it, get off of it, okay? Because you can't follow two systems, right? If you are going to be in Western medical side, that means you're going to eat their diet, you're going to eat unhealthy and be stressed out and not follow healthy lifestyle habits, you have to take their medication, right? But if you're going to be on the other side, which is health, which is vitality, which is you feeling younger, right? You balanced hormones, being happier, because when our hormones are in balance, we're happier, right? We have more patience, because when our hormones are out of whack, we're more irrational, we're more erratic, just think of the ladies in your office, right, that have imbalanced hormones, right? Maybe they're perimenopausal, fake perimenopausal, or fake menopause. They just hard to deal with, hard to work with. That's how it is. And you have to also have empathy for them, because it's what they're going through inside. It's what their hormones are going through inside. It's the toxins in their body. Whenever, more than likely, especially for women, when you're dealing with a toxic person, when we're a toxic person, we're dealing with toxins inside the body. We're dealing with toxins inside the body. Somebody that's healthy, that has balanced hormones, more than likely, they're going to be, a pleasant person. They're going to be a pleasant. How do I sign up and how much? It depends on exactly what you want to sign up for. I have different things at different tiers. So I have my Detoxify Your Womb, Detoxify Your Womb program. That's when you work with me for 3 months, right? And we heal the body. We restore balancing your body. We restore your hormonal health. We reverse estrogen dominance. And if you have fibroids or anything like that, we get rid of them. We work on shrinking them and getting rid of them. You work with me. You have me for 3 months, right? So when you want like a self-study course that you can take on your own, those are cheaper. My 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids full bundle course, that comes with my 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids, how to eliminate heavy bleeding training, how to detoxify the liver, because if we're dealing with hormonal imbalances, we're dealing with estrogen dominance, your liver is not processing the hormones, the excess hormones that your body doesn't need. So your liver is stagnant. If you're having any type of hormonal issue or reproductive health issue, the liver is stagnant. So we have to detoxify that, support that, also cleanse the lymphatic system. So the 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids full bundle course teach you how to do all that. It's really good, great course, amazing reviews. It was a lady on my live like 2 weeks ago that said that she got the course 2 weeks ago and she just got her cycle. She's like, it's like the bleeding is much less and she feels a lot better. That's within 2 weeks. That was within, so I'm like, your fiber was about to shrink in no time, So she was literally following everything. So it gives you literally an outline of this is what you do. So you're not over here confused and like, what do I do? You have lifetime access to it. So that's a self-study course. But the beauty about the Detoxify Your Womb program is that you have me helping you along the journey. That's the beauty of it. You have me helping you along the journey. So of course, when you have access to me, that's gonna collapse time and make you soar, and just the results and testimonials from the program is just astronomical. The Western diet is indeed the corporate. It's the Western diet and also the Western ways. It's the stress. It's the, the bills, the women having to, be providers now, because like I said earlier, that 86% of Black women are the providers of the financial breadwinners, in their home, meaning they make substantially more, whether they're single or married, meaning they make substantially more than their partners, husbands, fiancés, baby daddies, whoever is living with them, right? So I'm sorry, it's 84%, not 86%, but that's still a very high number. That's a high number. So that many women are having to just, stress, have the burden on them to be the providers, but then these women too are also going to be taking care of children, more than likely taking care of the home, taking care of husband, boyfriend, or whoever they're with, if they have a man they're living with, right? So this is serious. Probably taking care of their parents too, if they have aging parents. So it's just a lot on women. Women are vessel in the pelvic. Exactly. Women, it's a lot. Women are expected more now than ever to do that, right? 20 years ago, it wasn't so many women that were the providers in their home. It's gone, every year it's like going up. I don't know what's going on, right? And I say this too, y'all, I know people are gonna click off when I say this, but we gotta pick better partners. We do. We cannot pick men who we have to do most of the heavy lifting, right? We gotta stop that, because that's gonna make us more sick. So we gotta require more. Like, no, if you are the man, you should be the provider, right? And I'm taking care of these children. Yeah, if you wanna have a job, you can work. If you wanna have a business, you can have a business, but they should be the main providers, right? You should be taking care, doing the more feminine roles that's not gonna put so much pressure and stress on you. Does it affect blockage in tubes? I'm so happy you brought this up. So when we're dealing with blockages in the tubes, right? Now, it could be the fibroids that's causing it. It could be cysts. It could be endometriosis. Okay. But when we're dealing with, it's similar, right? All these women's health issues are very similar. It could be also too, when you get these surgeries, myomectomy. I just posted a video today that myomectomies, a lot of times people went into myomectomy just having fibroids, then not have blocked tubes, and then ended up having blocked tubes. Because when you have a myomectomy, the uterine scarring, whenever you have surgery, the abdominal surgery, or when they're cutting into the uterus, that can cause scarring, and that scarring can sometimes affect the tubes. Okay, so we have to think twice when we do these surgeries, right? That's why I say don't let anybody slice and dice your uterus. We deserve better than that. Not when we can get rid of these things by ourselves. Why would we have somebody, the IUD2 scar tissues? Thank you for mentioning that, Spontaneous. Thank you. What about ablations? No. All the surgery that we're cutting into the body, we can heal it ourselves. We can heal these ourselves. Whether it's endometriosis, whether it's cysts, whether it's blocked tubes. Now, is it easy? No, because it takes us a lot of life. We have to shift our whole entire lifestyle and diet. We're so used to and indoctrinated to eat and live one lifestyle, right? We have to start shifting, and we have to start off with prioritizing ourselves. That's number one. We have to, because when you're dealing with stress, you're never going to be able to heal if you're under stress. So when ladies come in my program and they work with me, we work on that. We unpack that. We have to, because here's the thing: you cannot heal if you're stressed. So the beauty of my program is it's not just we're getting rid of your physical ailments, but also your emotional. We're working on the emotions, we're working on the mental health, right? Because here's the thing: everything's aligned. Body, mind, spirit, for a reason. Everything. I deal with holistic health. Everything is in alignment. If we're dealing with fibroids, we're dealing with one or two things: trauma from the past. Maybe there was traumatic childhood. Maybe there was a traumatic, something that happened in your early adulthood, teenage years, whatever. Trauma from the past, maybe relationships, death in the family, something that really traumatized you. Or we're holding on to past hurts, anger, resentment, or it could be that, you are living a life that's inauthentic to yourselves. And this is what I mean when I say this. Like, for example, the role that you're playing now, whether it's whatever you're doing, whatever you are, is not the life that you designed for yourself. It's not the life that you imagined for yourself, right? But you're doing it because society told you to do it. You're not living a life that's true to you. Hey, good night. You're not living a life that's true to you. You're living a life for everybody else. Everybody else projections on you that told you what you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to do, but it's out of alignment with you and what you want for yourself. And you're just literally existing. You're not living. You're not thriving. You're just existing. You're just living to pay bills and take care of everybody else but yourself. That is how we get fibroids. That's how we get heavy bleeding. That's how we get endometriosis. That's how we get womb health issues. These blockages in the womb represent blockages in the spirit and the mind as well. It's not linear. And this is what a lot of people look at this stuff so surface level. They're looking at it just the fibroids and focusing on the uterus. No. Fibroids, number one, is a full body issue, because if we're dealing with fibroids, we're dealing with a hormonal imbalance. We're dealing with organs that are clogged up. We're dealing with a liver that's not effectively eliminating waste like it's supposed to. We're dealing with colon issues. We're dealing with so much more than just fibroids. Then we're also dealing with, like I said, what's going on in the mind? What's going on in the spirit? Are we suppressing trauma that we've been through? Have we properly processed it? More than likely not if you're dealing with fibroids. Are we living a life that's authentic to ourselves? More than likely not if we're dealing with fibroids. This is great info. Yes, you're welcome. Make sure you guys are following me. Okay, because I talk about these things all the time. I do live all the time. I try to do at least once or twice a week on TikTok. So I love TikTok because, I meet the most interesting people. Okay, so make sure you guys are also subscribed to my email list. You can subscribe to my email list by clicking the link in my bio, subscribing, because you'll know when I'm going live or whenever, I'm doing anything. Okay, so yes, so it's really important for you to be in alignment with you. And if we have fibroids, when somebody told me this years ago, I didn't really catch it. I said, wait a minute, I'm fine. Not knowing I was suppressing a lot of, anger, a lot of hurt, a lot of trauma that I've been through. Not knowing that the life I'm living, the job that I had, I hated my job. I hated the life I was living. I was living a life that everybody else told me I should live. But I was like, I'm not doing what's true to me. When you open your eyes and when you start the healing process, I've seen a lot of women completely transform. Like when they're working with me, completely transform. Because they start to realize, they start to notice things about their life that they didn't really want. For example, I've had a client who said that she literally went through a spiritual awakening. She started questioning everything, like her job, what she was doing with her life. Like she started questioning everything. And she was like, it was so freeing because it's like as she's letting go of waste in the body, she's also letting go of, everybody's projections on her and expectations and what she says she feels happier, right? So it's so much deeper than just, a uterine issue, just fibroids. It's so much deeper than just shrinking the fibroids. If you're not ready for an entire life shift, like to really shift your mentality, shift your life, don't do it. I'm a completely different person than I was when I had fibroids, completely different. How I looked at life was completely different. Okay, so that's why some people, it's a total lifestyle transformation whenever you're healing the body, whenever you're healing the womb especially. We're not going to engage in the same toxic habits that we were engaging with before. We can't do that in heal. For example, we can't entertain the same toxic people. We can't eat the same toxic foods. We can't sit here and, not take care of our bodies. We can't sit here and not pour into ourselves. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't sit here and just not sleep, because a lot of women are not sleeping. A lot of women are not sleeping. I'm saying real sleep, like real good night sleep, because the body is healing at night. Did you know that? The body's actually healing at night. So what is going on when you're not sleeping? A lot of women barely sleep. If you have a newborn or something, I understand. But if you don't have a newborn, your kids are a little bit older, why are you not prioritizing sleep? Okay, Shanice, I have 9 fibroids and I'm getting them removed in November. Shanice, you just got to the live? Did you just get to the live? You're having them removed. Okay, Shanice. I'm going to say this. What happens when they come back? Because they're going to come back. If you don't get to the root cause of them, and I'm not saying this to be mean or I'm not saying this to be negative, right? I've seen this happen so many times. I've been helping women with this for years. And I've known some women that I've told, hey, don't do that surgery. Let's work with, getting rid of this naturally. They said, no, I'm going to work on that later. I want to just do the surgery because they had all these symptoms, right? Went to do the surgery. It was like last December. There was one person last December. Did you know, in May, she messaged me, girl, I have a 5 centimeter fibroid. I said, what? Because when you're susceptible to fibroids, especially when you have multiple fibroids and large fibroids, then you're prone to having fibroids. Like me, I'm prone to having fibroids, right? So for you to just have the surgery, which is just aggravating the uterus, because you're just aggravating the uterus, we're not healing the body, right? And we're cutting into the lymph vessels when we're already dealing with a stagnant lymphatic system. So when we just do that and just cut into the uterus, it aggravates the problem. So they actually come back worse a lot of times. There was a woman on here, I don't know if she's watching, but she usually watches my lives. A couple weeks ago, she said that she had 4 myomectomies and she still has fibroids till today. So I encourage you, Shanice. I know you had 9 fibroids. I know that it probably seems like impossible, but those fibroids, if you change your diet, if you change your lifestyle, those fibroids can shrink and eventually eliminate. Now, and the beauty of this is that you're probably like, okay, well, that's going to take forever. Well, here's the thing. We don't know how long it will take, but here's the thing. If you are consistent and disciplined for 30 to 60 days, I guarantee you that your fibroid symptoms will decrease drastically and be like, by 60 days, you won't feel any fibroid symptoms. You're not going to feel the bloating, the heavy bleeding. You're not going to feel the anemia. You'll reverse the anemia, all that stuff. So then you can, continue on your journey and then eventually, have the fibroids shrink and then dissolve. I have large fibroids. It's on my bowel. I get pain every day. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Pamela. Have you tried diet and lifestyle changes? To help? I just posted in my stories a woman that actually she was dealing with uterine prolapse, which is when your uterus literally is falling almost through your vagina, not all the way through, but it's like literally falling, right? And she had stage 2 uterine prolapse, had pain every single day before she came to me. Now she's able to work. Now she told her doctor after 3 months of my program, she told her doctor, I don't want to have surgery anymore because they have a surgery to repair that. So I'm not having surgery anymore. She no longer feels pain every single day. She was like, she went to vacation. And there was a video where she was talking. I put the testimony. It should be on my stories, but I didn't post it yet. I don't know if I posted it yesterday or today, but it should be still on my stories. It was my client testimony. You see her talking. She said, I went to some vacation with her daughter, her husband. They were walking everywhere. She said she felt no pain. That was like before. She said that was like impossible. She felt excruciating pain just walking up the steps. She was miserable for months and months and months. I tried changing my diet and going vegan and started losing my hair. You didn't do it right, okay? Most people that go vegan don't do it right. And they say, oh my God, it's the vegan diet. You don't do it. Most people don't do it right. And it's not just about your diet. It's lifestyle changes too, but most people don't, because my clients, it's not necessarily about going vegan, because you go vegan and just live off French fries. So it's not just about being vegan. It's about eating nutrient-rich foods, fruits and vegetables, leafy greens, right? Fruits with nutrient-rich vegetables and less processed foods. Because a lot of people go vegan, they eat Beyond Burgers, Beyond Sausage, all this pasta, bread. They don't get no nutrient-rich foods. You eat nutrients, you get iron. You're not going to be losing your hair. You're going to look vibrant. You're going to be glowing. You're going to look great. I need to know how to get rid of them. I lost my in January to a large one. You lost your what, Briette? You didn't finish the message. You didn't finish the message. What did you lose? I'm on an herbal treatment with diet. I still feel pain. It takes a lot more than diet, ladies. It takes a lot more than diet. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Briette. I don't even know if I'm saying your name right, but I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Okay. Ooh, that was heavy. Okay. So when we're talking about fibroids, right, ladies, it's not just a couple of steps, right? You got to understand, right? These are tumors, right? So I know that I'm not trying to like push my services on you if you're not interested in working with me, right? I tell people, if you feel aligned to work with me, then work with me. But if you don't feel aligned, don't. But there's other holistic women, womb health coaches, if you don't want to work with me, that do this as well. When we're talking about the uterus, when we're talking about tumors in the uterus, is it so simple to shrink and get rid of? No. If that was so, then 90% of Black women would not be dealing with fibroids. It takes more than diet. And it takes more. And herbs are something that you shouldn't even, I wouldn't even start right now, because we have so much to do before we get to that point. Because if you're not, a lot of people want to resort to herbs without resorting to changing their diet, without resorting to, decreasing the toxic things in their diet, right? For example, things like coffee or just foods that are just, like I said, really bad for the liver, really bad for the womb, right? So you have to be or eggs or dairy, things such as that. So are we doing the right things? That's why I say, like, get somebody that can help you. Get somebody who has experience with, whether it's me or somebody else, experience and who has the results of helping women shrink, because it is not easy. It's not just, there's women that's came into my program, she's like, whew. And I helped them through the process. Okay, it's the mindset thing. I said, no, when we're overwhelmed, it's our mind telling us that we're overwhelmed. We're not really overwhelmed. So it's a mindset thing. When you're shifting into a new reality, when you're shifting into a new person, same you, but just a better version of yourself, it takes work, right? It takes a lot of mental work as well. So, if I tell you, I could be on here for 2-3 hours, tell you everything to do to get rid of fibroids. Most of you are not going to be able to do it. because it's like so different than what you're doing now. That's why you need the help for somebody to guide you along the process. And I try not to, when I'm working with clients for 3 months, I don't rush them into anything. We, slowly start making changes, and then we start detoxifying the body. That's another thing. You have to detoxify the body, get the liver healthy when we're dealing with fibroids, cleanse the lymphatic system. It's more than just changing a couple of things in your diet. Okay? So people say to control PCOS, we need to eat not the keto diet. Oh boy, no. The PCOS community, and you talking to somebody that's helped somebody get rid of PCOS. Most people come to me for fibroids, but I've helped people get rid of PCOS and diabetes. No, that diet is, here's the thing. Sugar, okay, so the keto diet, when it comes to getting rid of like sugar, like for example, the starches, I agree with them with that. But how can we be putting foods that clog the system, that are estrogenic in our bodies in order to heal? The keto diet, Google what happened to the guy that developed the keto diet. He died of some type of cardiovascular issue. There you go. That should tell you everything you need to know. That should tell you everything you need to know. Okay? And we don't want to control the symptoms. We want to get rid of the problem. We want to restore balance back into our body, because contrary to popular belief, you can get rid of PCOS. You got to restore balance back into the body, rebalance those hormones. PCOS is easier to get rid of than fibroids, because fibroids is actual tumors. And I know some people with PCOS do have cysts, right? But it's a lot easier to get rid of tumors. So we cannot be out here talking about let's control this or manage this. No, let's get rid of it. First of all, let's change our language. Let's get rid of it, because you can get rid of anything. Okay? Whew. Okay, so does anybody have any questions? I know that you guys are probably watching like you've never heard this information before. I know. If you go to my page, you're going to hear a lot of stuff that you've never heard before. Okay? So, but I need you to think differently when it comes to health, when it comes to your womb health, when it comes to your hormonal health. These things, these sicknesses that we have, and I had to admit this to myself years ago. We did this to ourselves with our bad habits. We did. Not saying it's your fault, but we did do this to ourselves, because guess what? We didn't know any better, right? We thought that eating this way, that's because we saw our parents eat that way. Probably we saw our doctors eat that way. Our doctors told us to eat this way. We did it to ourselves. Thank you. Yes, a lot of people are, I know that that's hard for a lot of people to accept, but it's the truth. We put ourselves in these situations. I told myself, I gave myself fibroids. My mom's still like, oh my God, I feel like it's my fault. I'm like, how is it your fault? It's not your fault. It's my fault. I chose to eat these bad foods. I chose to be in these toxic relationships. I chose to go through some of these things, stress out and, gain all this weight, because I was, almost 60 pounds bigger at the time. I tried to gain all this weight, to not take care of my body, not take care of myself. I chose this life, to not drink water, to not eat fruits and vegetables. I chose this life. I want to know where to start. Okay, so start with number one, putting yourself first. Start with putting yourself, because that's how these things develop in the body. Start with putting yourself first. And when I say that, I mean that stop being an overgiver. Stop pouring out of the empty cup. Start taking care of yourself. Start prioritizing, eating healthier foods. Start prioritizing working out, whether you're skinny or, thick. Start prioritizing working out. I don't want to do surgery. Then you're in the right place, because a lot of women, like I said, I've had clients that had canceled hysterectomy appointments, canceled myomectomy appointments. Like, I don't need this no more. I don't need this. My fibroids are shrinking. My hormones are getting imbalanced. My periods are I'm no longer bleeding half to death. I went from a 10-day menstrual cycle that's heavy to a 3-day menstrual cycle that's no pain, that's light. I never thought I would feel that, ever. And my clients say the same thing. So you don't have to go through surgery. You don't have to go, because that's not getting to the root cause of the problem. I don't think anybody should go through surgery, especially uterine surgery, cutting into the uterus. No. And I say this, and I tell women this. This is okay. I don't want to go too like religious and spiritual on you guys. I'm not one of those Bible thumpers, but I will say this for women that are like Christians, right? And if you're not Christian, don't worry. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like blast people that have different religions. I don't care what religion you are a part of, or I love everybody. I love all religions. But for women that are Christians, I know for sure that in the Bible it says that your body's your temple. So why would you let somebody slice your uterus open? Why? If your body is your temple, why would you let somebody take your uterus out when you can heal it? Take out an organ that you can heal. Why? And that's when I start talking like that, people, get upset, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Why? If your body is your temple, I'm not gonna let somebody just like slice and dice inside me just, because they told me you have to get surgery. No, I don't. I can heal my body myself. And I did that. I had surgery the first time. I regretted it. Fibroids came back because that's what happens when you don't get to the root cause of the problem. They came right back. The 4 months later, I was bleeding for 3.5 months. I said, what's going on? So I thought it was something with the surgery. No, they said you have another fibroid. I'm like, what? I just had surgery. I couldn't believe it. I started crying. I could not believe it. They said, oh, well, we'll schedule another surgery. I'm like, what? No, keep your surgery. I was talking to my sister and she said, Sasha, you know what to do. You know what to do. Because at this time I had started redoing some research and seeing that people can get rid of fibroids themselves. And I was like, okay. Okay. Do you know how to get rid of uterine polyps? Absolutely. Absolutely. You know the secret? The same way you get rid of fibroids, the same way you get rid of polyps. These are just abnormal growths in the uterus, right? So if you want a guide on how to get rid of that, trainings, full bundle course, I have my 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids course, full bundle course. That will help you get rid of polyps as well and block tubes as well. But if you want to work with me, I have my Detoxify Your Womb program. And this is a program that's for women that want to literally transform their diet, their lifestyle habits, that want to transform the health of their body, that want to get rid of fibroids, PCOS, unblock their tubes, increase their fertility. Just to let you guys know, I've helped 6 women now who were infertile before get pregnant naturally, right? Who do not want to rely on Western medicine and who trust in holistic health, okay? So if that is you, then look into my Detoxify Your Womb program. And just let you guys know, I do have it on like a special, it's not, I don't want to say sale, but it's a much lower price than the original price until tomorrow at midnight. Okay, so at about 24 more hours, it's gonna go back to the original price. And we have payment plans and Karna and all that stuff. Yeah, a lot of women had to have multiple surgery because they keep coming back. Is Shanice, you still on here? I hope you're still on here and you reading this. I hope you still on here, Shanice, if you're still on here. Because I read her comment earlier. She said she had a fibroid surgery scheduled. I'm like, no. I hope you're reading this. They will come right back. Lady that was on my live a couple weeks ago, 4 myomectomies, and she still has fibroids. How is that possible? You know how it's possible? She did not get to the root cause of the problem. If you don't get to the root, you can't heal. You can't heal. Okay? Yes, thank you. Make sure you guys are following me. Follow me on here. Subscribe to my email list so you'll know when I'm going live or offering anything. And just I always have gems and stuff in my email list and teaching you ladies. So make sure you are on my email list. And when you subscribe to my email list, you get a whole 30-minute training. Okay? That's going deeper when it comes to fibroids, estrogen dominance, all that stuff. So make sure you subscribe. Okay? Does anybody have any other questions before I jump off here? I hope that you guys, this is a really good live. I hope that you guys enjoyed this and learned something as well. And what's the largest fibroid you've seen go away? So 2 years ago, I had a woman that had a 20 centimeter fibroid. I had to actually follow up with her. She told me it shrunk significantly, but I had to follow up with her to see whether it's gone now. So that was about 2021. So that's the largest I've dealt with. But any size fibroid can shrink. Of course, the larger it is, more than likely it's going to take more time. However, if you commit to the process within 30 to 60 days, you'll see a drastic decrease in your fibroid symptoms. So if you're dealing with somebody that have fibroids like on their bowel, you're dealing with things like that, you're gonna see like your health will transform within 30 to 60 days if you commit to the process and if you're consistent. Okay, so then I tell people don't focus so much on how long it takes to shrink because we don't know. But some people can shrink I had somebody shrink a 6 centimeter fibroid in 3 months. I had somebody work with me for 3 months. Her fibroid went from 5 centimeters to 2.3 centimeters. It was the lady I posted the other day. This lady I posted in my stories the other day. I'm actually gonna post her on one of my actual videos. And she lost tons of weight. She looked like she looked like 15 years younger. And if you see her picture, you would not believe her age. You're not gonna believe her age. And why I loved working with her, because everything I was telling her to do, she was also passing it to her daughter. So we're talking about generational health. We're talking about legacy. We're passing down these womb health sustainability tips to our daughter, right? We're also passing down good health to our daughter, right? So she don't have to deal with horrible cycles. She don't have to deal with fibroids. She don't have to deal with all this other womb health issues, infertility. She don't have to deal with that, because she said her daughter, her menstrual, she was following what she was doing. Also, too, her daughter, she was in college. Her menstrual cycle started getting better and better. She started losing weight. So you see, so her daughter's probably going to teach her daughter the same thing. And you see how that's how we create generational health. Everybody talks about generational wealth, but what about generational health, right? Because if we're talking about wealth, there's no wealth if your body is, if you're not healthy, right? Because that's all going to go to medical bills anyway. It's all going to go to medical bills. Anyway, so that's the beauty of my program, is that you save money on lots of medical bills in the future. Because that's really what makes a lot of people go in debt, right? So, you couldn't even, there's nothing like having, a clear, balanced hormones, womb free of fibroids, of cysts. That stuff does not belong in your womb. And we have to stop settling for that, okay? We have to stop settling for that, okay? That's beneath us, okay? So, any more questions before I go? We've been on here for about an hour now. All right, guys. You're so welcome. Hope that you guys have a great night. Make sure you guys are following me. Again, my name is Sasha. I'm a holistic woman wellness specialist. What I do is I help women who have reproductive health issues engage in everyday healthy habits in order to heal, in order to utilize holistic methods so they don't have to rely on Western medicine, okay? So go ahead and follow me on here. Subscribe to my email list, okay, so you can get the free training in your inbox. And if you want to work with me, okay, I have let's just say sale. The Detoxify Your Womb program is $700 off until tomorrow at midnight. We also have payment plans. We have Klarna, Afterpay, options available as well, okay? So that's pretty much it. I also have courses, self-study courses that you can take on your own if you want to get rid of fibroids, cysts, PCOS, all that stuff, right? Restore Your Womb course and the 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids full bundle course, which comes with a whole bunch of trainings that is needed to shrink and get rid of your fibroids, okay? That's all. Check that out, the link in my bio. And yeah, all right. Love you guys. Have a good one. Bye. Uh-oh, it's not letting me come off.